Good evening. It is 7:04 p.m. on October 21st, 2020, and I hereby call to order this month's meeting of the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Village Clerks Report, please. Clerk Bruno.
There were 3 payrolls that were processed. Deputy clerk continuing to work as a planning and zoning secretary with planning and zoning boards. 725 trash tags sold. The clerk's office will be closed Wednesday, November 11th, in observance of Veterans Day.
Thank you. Trustees, we have several sets of minutes. September 16th regular meeting, October 14th workshop, and back to June 20th and June 24th transcriptions, which was a requirement under the governor's adjustment to the open meetings law when we were meeting purely remotely. Those meetings were recorded and a transcription produced. And I would like to thank Clerk Bruno for handling these transcriptions, because I know it's a lot of work to go through those and make sure they're correct, so thank you. Trustees, we looked at these in the workshop. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? That was moved by the Deputy Mayor and seconded by Trustee Schneider. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. I have here the Treasurer's Report. A lighter report than we've had in recent months. Out of the A fund, $37,623.27 for a total of $37,623.27. Is there a motion to accept the Treasurer's Report?
So moved.
That was Trustee Cole. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Schneider, Ezrati. Any discussion? Just say thanks to Treasurer Day. All in favor?
Aye.
The report is accepted. Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
And a second?
Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you. Zoning report, Trustee Ezrati, please.
Yes, John Fenton submitted that the following activities had taken place. 6 building permits were reviewed and issued. 4 building inspections were performed. 0 complaints submitted and investigated. 3 zoning violations were issued. 1 appearance ticket was issued. 7 municipal searches were requested and completed. He took 12 hours of code enforcement training.
Thank you, Trustee Ezrati. I'll thank Mr. Fenton. It's nice to have these reports. Next, we would have public comment on agenda items, but we are without public this evening in the room at any rate. So, regular business. Before we get into it, everything is different this year. This meeting is actually the reorganizational meeting of the village, which happens every year in the month following the village election. That's the only part that's normal, so that didn't fit this year. So normally our elections are in March. They were postponed until June and then September, which means our reorg is now in October rather than in April when it would have been. And for these many years, our reorg is, well, it's a bit of a party. We celebrate the village, and my favorite part that we're not doing tonight are annual citizen awards for people who've really helped make Tivoli the place that we care about so much and appreciate so much. We do ceremonial oaths of office, and I deliver a long and boring speech, and we celebrate with some cake and refreshments and stuff. So we can't do any of that tonight. Very sad about that, but we'll do that when the time is right. So tonight, I want to thank the trustees for meeting and doing this. It's going to be brass tacks, strictly business, do what we have to do, and we'll have cake another time. So, first we have the adoption of the reorganizational package. So trustees, we went over this in the workshop. This package contains a number of things, just for the benefit of the public. It says the terms of all the elected and appointed officers. It has the bank of record, paper of record, and our meeting schedule, and the various trustee department responsibilities, and the Department of Public Works responsibilities, and the planning and zoning members, and term limits, or term periods, and the volunteer committees. So I want to thank everyone whose name appears in this document, and we'll accept it by motion altogether. So is there a motion to adopt the 2020 reorganizational blueprint package?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
That was Cole, followed by Israeli. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I missed the cake. That's the
I know.
Yeah.
We'll get cake soon.
So Joel's favorite part is the citizen awards and yours is the cake.
They go together.
We're rich in differences. That's wonderful. I thought that his was going to be the cake too, but it's all good.
Okay, next we have our first resolution relating to the annual reorganization. This restates some of the content of that package, as well as our mileage rate, which is set by the federal government. Allows us to issue the blanket bonds to cover employees who have access to money. We have the check signing, and we're also adopting our procurement policy, which it's sort of been out of cycle with our reorg, but we've got it in the reorg now, and we'll do that every year. All right, so we went over this in the workshop. Is there a motion to adopt this resolution relating to the annual reorganizational?
So moved.
That was Schneider, followed by Major. Any discussion? Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Schneider?
Aye.
Trustee Israedi?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Our next one is our Code of Ethics, which we do every year. I will see that this gets distributed to all the village employees and officers. We talked about, I'm not exactly sure where this copy as in the prose came from, but it's heavily gendered with the male pronoun, so we're going to fix that. And it's good that we read this together. We actually read it line by line in the last hour so that it stays with us. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution relating to the Code of Ethics?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Was Israedi, followed by Cole. Any discussion? Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Schneider?
Aye.
Trustee Israedi?
Aye.
I also vote aye. We are striking from our agenda budget modifications for tonight, and we'll move on to number 5, which is the resolution establishing Election Day. Presumably at this point, who knows, elections will return to their normal time in the middle of March. So we have a resolution establishing Election Day for Tuesday, March 16th. It'll be held at the Firehouse from noon to 9 p.m. And the offices, which will be up for the voters to choose, the office of mayor, which has a 2-year term, and 2 trustees, which each have a 2-year term. Is there a motion to establish Election Day for Tuesday, March 16th?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
That's Major, followed by Schneider. Any discussion? Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Schneider?
Aye.
Trustee Israedi?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. And related to that, following, we have appointing our election inspectors for said election in March. That's Judy Scott and Mark Savino, with the alternate Jackie Zatko. And these 3 served just last month when we did that postponed election. Is there a motion to appoint those individuals for the election inspectors in the March election?
So moved.
Is there a second? That was Cole, followed by Israedi. Any discussion? Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Schneider?
Aye.
Trustee Israedi?
Aye.
I also vote aye. I want to thank those three for serving in that way. They're paid a little bit, but not what they deserve for the long day that that is. And we really, really appreciate their stepping up to that. And lastly, second to lastly, a resolution authorizing the execution of an intermunicipal agreement with Dutchess County regarding planning referrals. So this is, I believe, every 5 years this needs to be renewed. This is an intermunicipal agreement whereby certain planning actions in the village get referred to the county so they have a chance to comment. We are on a county road which goes right through the village, so if you're opening a restaurant or building a house or basically doing anything that brings you in front of the planning board, generally, part of that process and review will be a county referral. And that's also true when the village board does things like change our zoning, place a water tower, make a lot line adjustment, anything. So 5 years go by quickly and it's time to renew this. Is there a motion to authorize the execution of this IMA with the county regarding planning referrals?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I'll give that to Trustee Cole. Any discussion? Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Schneider?
Aye.
Trustee Israedi?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. I want to let the board know, I wrote about 8 individuals at Dutchess County today who worked with me on these crosswalks that are now up and in place. And they were collaborative and listened to Tivoli about our needs. And it was quite a lot of meetings and a lot of phone calls and a lot of emails. So I wrote them to thank them on behalf of the village for working with Tivoli, being understanding and patient, and considering our particularities, which are not few, about how what we think is best for the aesthetics and the safety and all of that. So always glad to work with our county colleagues. And the very last thing on our agenda tonight, it's time to renew the health insurance for the village employees who are on this plan. I want to thank Trustee Schneider for reviewing this. And we are looking to renew on an MVP silver plan. Amazingly, even though this increase is 6%, that is less than we have seen in as many years as I think I've been doing this.
What was it last year? Something?
16.
16 in 1 year. Yeah. And that's, we've shopped around. We are obligated under the contract with our union, unionized employees, to offer certain benefits in the health insurance plan. So this fits the bill, and it's the best value we could find for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there a motion to approve MVP renewal?
So moved.
Is there a second? That was Schneider, followed by Cole. Any further discussion? Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Cole?
Aye.
Trustee Schneider?
Aye.
Trustee Israedi?
Aye.
I also vote aye. So we can get that renewal squared away. Our next board meeting will be on Wednesday, November 18th at 7 p.m., preceded by a workshop at 6 p.m. here at the historic Watts de Peister Hall, where we're meeting in our large third floor room. And the regular workshop is going to be on Tuesday, November 10th at 7 p.m. We moved it off the normal Wednesday because, of course, that is November 11th, Veterans Day. Moving on to trustee reports. Trustee Israedi, please.
I have no comments currently about LoSAP or the fire department. I just wanted to comment on a lovely event that took place this week. It was supposed to be at Memorial Park, but it rained, so we moved indoors. Anthony Delgado, Kevin Cahill, and Mark Molinaro attended to honor the 75th anniversary of the birth of Ron Rockefeller, who lived on Washburn in Tivoli and was killed in Vietnam. And it was really a very, very lovely event. And it was appropriate to have it in this fall.
Yes, it was. It was a really beautiful ceremony, and the bench that Tivoli received and will be the steward of is sitting over there. We have to install it up on Monument Hill, which we will do shortly. And it was a real honor to be the host of that event and meet the family. So yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, and having taken on the job of solid waste in Tivoli, I am now meeting with our 4-person committee. We've had a little trouble selecting the date because one of us was available on Tuesday and the other one on Thursday, and now we're doing it on Friday, so it should move forward. But we have been doing a pretty thorough survey of who actually participates in the local system of garbage collection, who goes out to a commercial hauler, whether they'd be interested in combining with a common hauler, and what the sort of little issues are that drive people crazy, such as composting or yard waste, or the fact that nobody picks up the garbage on the weekend. All of these issues are being discussed, and we would welcome comments to further that investigation. But I assure you, the individuals involved will represent the complexities of this issue.
Thank you, Trustee Israedi. Thank you to the folks serving on their little solid waste committee. Trustee Schneider, please.
Certainly. I want to thank our clerk, McGarry, as always, for preparing the Tivoli Village Court Charge Volume Summary Report. For the month of September, charges received were 0, charges disposed were 10. $803 was collected and remitted to our state comptroller.
Thank you. I see a couple $150 stop violations, speeding ticket, 38 and a 25, $150. Thank you, Trustee Schneider. Trustee Cole?
Just want to remind everyone that this Saturday at 12 noon, early voting begins in Dutchess County. There are 5 early voting sites, so if you are physically able and not at high risk for the virus and you want to go ahead and vote early before Election Day, that begins at 12 noon this Saturday. The closest early voting site to the village is the Rhinebeck Village Town Hall. So if I'll see you down there on Saturday. I'm going to go and go ahead and cast my vote. So just want to remind people to keep an eye out for that. Early voting will occur every day starting Saturday until the election. So go to Dutchess County to the website to check the hours and where you may go and vote early.
Thank you, Trustee Cole. Deputy Mayor Major, please.
As always, I want to put a plug in for the library, who continues to do amazing things every week. So check them out online at their website. This weekend we had the 9th annual Riverkeeper Hudson River Sweep, which was a ringing success. This year we had a partner in Amelia Laguerre and her business, The Ozone, over on Pitcher Lane, which is a zero waste sort of lifestyle opportunity and support system. And the big numbers are that from Brooklyn all the way up to Waterville, there were 900 volunteers and 8 tons of trash and a ton of recycling were taken out of the river. So,
wow, great.
So that's pretty great. And it feels really good to say that in the 9 years we've been doing this in Tivoli, the amount of garbage we've taken in each year has diminished. the first few years it was terrible with like lots of tires and all sorts of big nasty things. And this year we got just about enough to fill a pickup truck. So,
Well,
so that was pretty awesome. What else? It's a great time to be getting outside. Olana, I was up there this weekend, great for walking around. Claremont is doing, they're doing their, Halloween events, their ghost tours, and also they have an event on spirit photography, like early images, very cool, but all of those are sold out. But go up there and walk around, it's awesome. Watch out for the ticks, but also keep an eye out for, there's a barred owl who is super active in the mornings if you're out walking. Be aware if you're out in the bays, it is duck hunting and deer hunting with a bow. So there's a lot of noise and activity out there. But the noisiest thing of all has been the demolition of the 1916 Hammersley barn, which anybody who has spent time in Tivoli, grew up in Tivoli, went to Bard, knows about. And it's been interesting to see it coming down over the past, it's been coming down for years unintentionally, but it's now intentionally coming down. And ticks, man, awful. Right now the ticks are out of control. So check yourself. That's all I got.
Do you know anything about when duck hunting starts, like in the morning? Is there a time when you're not allowed to shoot yet?
I think you're not allowed to shoot before sunrise.
Because we've had some people asking about these like mysterious booming sounds that they've reported after 10 p.m. and also really early in the morning. And I'm not sure that they could possibly be the same thing, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's legal, but also it seems like a really bad idea.
yeah, I've heard those sounds too.
Yeah.
Like a pop, like a gun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going on.
So.
Up at Olana,
Yes.
I've been privileged to take a couple people up there, and they have opened up some of the meadows that were not open before, so you can really see the landscapes that Frederick Church created. And that combined with the color of the trees is really a super treat right there.
Spectacular. Oh, should we talk about the deer? If you, as part of nature?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so if you've been seeing a lot of vultures lately, it's because there's a lot of dead deer who are getting a midge-borne illness, which causes them to drop dead. So if you have one on your property, call the DEC and let them know that it's there, because they are keeping track of
Yeah, the
this.
DEC wants everyone reported.
Yeah. Once there's a hard frost, it will kill the midges, and that will put a stop to this.
And if you find one in your backyard, you can call the village. For now, our DPW has been trying to keep up and take away these deer. We have found around the village over 30 already in like a 2-week period who have died. Most of those have been actually on the DEC land just south of our sewer treatment plant towards Kid Lane Bridge. But a number of them, 5 or 6 or 7, have been around the village, people's backyards. They tend to, as they're expiring, seek water. So let us know. We'll try and pick them up for you. And we've had the DEC rangers here testing these deer as well. So also on nature, a slight turn though. The tree committee put a new tree in on Pine Street maybe 2 weeks ago. It's a beautiful dogwood, and it's called a Cloud 9. It's supposed to get 15 to 20 feet lollipop white. So we look forward to seeing it bloom in the spring. And I want to thank the particular resident whose yard that went in, because they had 2 funky trees that were removed when the sidewalk was done. And they were very patient waiting while we got a new tree put in. So that is sort of the final thing on Pine Street Phase 2. which was our new sidewalk and bioswale and putting back a couple trees. Actually, it's not quite the final thing. There's a tree that's going to go in the spring, but it was not available this fall when we wanted to put it in. We talked about the new bench that will go up on Monument Hill, remembering corpsman Ronald Rockefeller. The crosswalks are finished. There's one in front of this building from going across Broadway to Pine Street. There's another one up by Clay Hill Road. I want to, we're very excited and pleased that they're there, but they're relatively new. So for people, particularly the pedestrians using them, be vigilant. Make sure you make eye contact with those cars because, it's possible the last time they were in Tivoli there wasn't a crosswalk there. And motorists, stop for people in the crosswalk, please. The water main work is moving along. They're most of the way down Woods Road now. They're just passing Provost Park. And they're going to get their way down to Broadway, and then eventually, as we've been talking about, possibly taking as long as until next July, depending on what severity of winter we see this year. They'll be going up through Broadway, traveling eastward through the business district. There will be road closures, parking interruptions, detours. There will be lots of disruption. The best way to know what's happening and where things are at in the project is to go to the Dutchess County Water and Wastewater website and sign up for their alerts. They also have a page there on the Tivoli water system where every Friday they are posting sort of what happened this week, what's coming next week. They've been very good about keeping up with that and doing that. Tivoli had asked them to please put information out there very frequently so people can find it. Their alert system, you can get an email sent to you if there's something unexpected like a water main break. But if you want updates on the water main project, you do need to go to the website and find it yourself. I encourage you to do it. It's pretty detailed. The water tower is about 2 weeks behind schedule, but the steel work is done, the tank is up there, 300,000 gallon capacity, 180 something feet in the air. Pretty remarkable. I know a lot of people have been following that and watching that. It is going to be painted. It's going to have the same color scheme as the old one. Blue on top, blue underneath, and say Tivoli, actually 3 times in the round, around the barrel. That painting is supposed to happen in the next couple weeks before it's too cold. And then there will be it can't be brought online until that water main actually gets up that way. So the timing of all of this could vary depending a lot on weather and other construction details. And then when the new one is online, and I think they operate it for a month or two and test it, and do chemical tests on the water quality, then the old water tower from 1938 will begin to be dismantled. So lots of people have been asking, what's going to happen to the old one? It is going to be dismantled sometime in 2021 and sold for the scrap value, which will help offset some of the tremendous cost of the new infrastructure that's coming. There are lots of fun and creative ideas about what it could be, from restaurants to water parks to a million keychains, but it will be dismantled and sold for scrap. Let's see, today's the 21st. 10 days from now, on Halloween, which is on a Saturday, the village board and the Tivoli Free Library are putting on a pumpkin promenade, a jack-o'-lantern jaunt in our Memorial Park. I sent the details of this out on the village email. You can find it on the Tivoli Free Library website, and I'll be posting it to the village website by the time this airs on Panda. Essentially, pre-register with the library. It's open to Tivoli residents and businesses, and it's going to be from 4:30 to 6:30 on Halloween. Come to the park, bring your jack-o'-lantern creations. You can bring half a dozen, you can bring one. When you arrive, you're going to be assigned a spot on a long trail that's going to go all the way around the park. and that's going to be your spot where you can install your jack-o'-lanterns. And costumes are encouraged. There's going to be judging on the jack-o'-lanterns, and when you proceed around the trail, at the end there will be a candy bag, which we're actually going to like slide down the slide, so you're nice and distant from the person or the character in costume delivering it to you. If you are someone who would normally be giving out candy at your home, we are inviting donations of individually wrapped candy here at Village Hall. We've already received quite a few, thank you. And that's going to be used by our volunteers to package into these bags. We want to, unfortunately, we are strongly discouraging door-to-door normal trick-or-treating this year in the village. So we hope you will consider our alternative activity and participate. And after Halloween, the park CDBG work will begin. They're going to hold off until after we do our Halloween, and that's going to involve repaving under the pavilion, the wheelchair spot there, major renovation of the bathrooms, new roof, new interior, new water fountain, some drainage work, and repaving of all the paths and making them fully ADA compliant in width. So that'll be happening throughout November. And that is what I have. Trustees, we don't have any comments from the public today. Is there anything else the board would like to discuss?
Yeah, I actually just want to take a minute and say a thank you to Pete Monty for his time and expertise and using that to document the erection of our new water tower. He's captured some pretty amazing video and photographs of that, which he's provided some links online as well if you look in the local Tivoli Neighbors group, but also I believe that's been shared to YouTube. It's public so that anyone can access it, but he's really managed to catalog not just the process, but some of the personalities involved, and really given us an appreciation for the folks who are working on this process to get our water system where it needs to be.
Yeah, he did beautiful work, really remarkable.
He did.
And I was telling Ty and Bonds, the engineering firm who worked on that water tower, about Pete's videos and particularly how amazing it was that, you know, the backdrop of the autumn foliage. And of course they said, well, we timed that exactly. Yeah, that yellow crane looked really good against the Hudson Valley foliage. So, well, thank you. It is 7:37 p.m. That was our annual reorganizational meeting, and that's certainly the shortest and sort of least thrilling one I've ever been in. But we did what we had to do. So, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much to the Village Board of Trustees. Good night.